You know what this is? Bloody epic, that's what it is. Hi everyone, Pierre here from Into Fly Fishing, and welcome to part 3 of our epic rod building series, where we'll be attaching the line guides and finishing the rod. If you haven't watched the previous videos in the series, be sure to check them out. You can find the link to these in the description below. As in the previous video, we won't beat around the bush, so let's get cracking. Before we get started on wrapping the guides, there are some preparations we need to make. The first is to configure the box the rod came in into a wrapping stand. Lift the stand out of the box and fold their feet at 90 degrees. Then insert the tabs into the slots at the bottom of the box. Tape these feet into position for a stable platform. Get hold of your fly tying bobbin and insert the thread you'll be using into it. It's vital that you keep the guide spacing chart next to you at this stage. Position the blank section that you're going to be working on in front of you and select the first relevant guide. Make sure this is the correct guide at the correct spacing. Once again, reference the chart. Place the middle point of the snake guide right over the mark you made and secure one foot with masking tape. Attach the remaining guides on the section in the same manner. Be sure to check alignment of the guides. Place the blank onto the wrapping stands and poke a small hole in the box aligning with the guide. Push the bobbin holder through this hole and pull out enough thread to wrap around the blank. Have about 3 inches of excess, as this makes handling the thread a lot easier. Start the thread wrap about 4 to 5 millimeters off to the side of the guide's foot, which allows us to secure the thread to the blank before we secure the guide to the blank. Wrap the thread over the blank once and trap the thread by guiding it over itself. Make sure your bobbin holder isn't applying too much tension, or you'll find that the thread will slip on the blank all the time. Once the thread is trapped, place your finger over the overlapping part and rotate the blank. Remember to keep pressure on this wrap with your finger and trap the tag end again with another wrap. Do this a couple of times and the thread should be secure. Now trim off the tag end and keep making wraps until you reach the guide's foot. Sometimes the thread jumps right onto it, which makes it super easy, and other times you have to guide it onto there with your finger. Continue making wraps until you're about 4 millimeters from the end. Now cut another section of the thread from the extra spool you received, in this case white, and double it over to form a loop. Now trap this loop under your thread and continue making the last 5 to 8 wraps. Once you reach the end, place a finger on the last thread wraps to retain tension and cut off the thread. Now place the loose end through the loop and pull the tag end through. We basically created a nail knot here. Now trim off the excess thread with a very sharp blade, avoiding leaving any fluff behind. Repeat this process on all the line guides. I do recommend checking alignment of these guides after each wrap. When you see they're slightly off, press them into position. I also chose to wrap the female ferrules and the bottom part of the male ferrules, purely for aesthetics. Before applying the clear coat, make sure that your work surface is clean. Keep some paper towel and earbuds at hand with a small amount of denatured alcohol, just for in case. Mix an equal amount of the clear coat epoxy you received in the kit. Don't use everything at once, a little goes a very long way. Be sure to mix it very slowly and delicately to prevent the introduction of any air. Once the epoxy has turned completely clear, apply a small amount on a brush and lightly coat the thread wrap. Once again, a little goes a long way here. Carefully spread the clear coat over the wraps. You'll see that the action of the drying motor spreads it around very nicely. Make sure to get some of the resin to disperse under the guide's foot, especially if you're building a saltwater rod. This prevents the ingress of water and hence will prevent any corrosion. Now this is the first coat which needs to dry overnight. Apply a thin second coat in the same manner to all the wraps and dry overnight again. Mix a small amount of the Pro Paste epoxy and apply a tiny bead of it into the barrel of the tip top. Slide the tip top onto the blank and rotate to align with the rest of the guides. Be sure to wipe off and clean any excess paste. Once the tip top is dry, cover the end of it with some Clearcoat to smooth over the transition between the barrel and the blank. The rod I'm building doesn't have the Decals pre-printed on it. Instead, Epic sent a couple of decals that you can apply yourself. Lay a Clearcoat base where you plan to apply the decal and allow to dry for at least 6 hours. After this, apply the decal on top of the Clearcoat and peel off the clear film. Now apply a layer of Clearcoat on top of the decal again. Make sure to align the decal with your reel seat. Now that we've built the entire rod, make sure to cure the Clearcoat properly before going out fishing. Also, rest the rod in the sun for a couple of hours to ensure that the coat cures dry. I hope that you found our epic rod building series inspiring and that you're now planning on building your very own rod. As you can see in the videos, it's not a complicated process and it's something that anyone can do. I surely enjoyed building the rod and can't wait to take it out on the water. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so we'll let you know as soon as we've fished it. Until next time, cheers.